Hello. Well, this is my first plenary in English, so I'm a bit impressed, so I need my paper, sorry about that, and I hope it will be okay. My name's Evanie. I was born in Normandy, and I've been living in Paris since about 15 years now. I've been a kidney patient since I was 12, so I knew early in my life that I was possibly that there was a possibility that my kidneys could fail, but I never gave it a second thought until 2001. I was then 28, and I learned my kidneys were failing. All of a sudden, I was put on dialysis. Nothing can totally prepare you for such a life-altering event. In hemodialysis, a machine takes the blood from an artery, filters it, and returns to a vein. It's usually done 3 times a week, and each time this takes about 4 to 5 hours to do. So this major change led me to the web for more information. But I was very disappointed. There were a few French sites. It was more than 10 years ago, and they only had statistics and jargon about renal failure. I was looking for the real story of one person's battle with kidney failure, dialysis and transplant, that could give me an idea of what was ahead. I wasn't able to find that in French, so I turned to English language websites. And I found one such site. It was called In Focus. A photojournalist chronicle his journey through kidney disease. John F. Martin was a young journalist who went through end-stage kidney disease 2 years before me. He created a website to publish his story in order to help other patients like him and like me. It was so helpful, inspiring, and empowering to read it. After a few months of dialysis, John's father gave him one of his kidneys. Their whole experience was described with many pictures, their feelings, their hopes, their fears. Everything was so real, so reassuring, and there was a happy ending. Everything went fine. John got his life back, at least for a while. A kidney transplant won't last forever. But when the kidney comes from a living donor, it usually lasts longer. Graft survival is about 20 years. I'm fortunate enough to have a very, very loving mother. So on May 31, 2002, she gave me her left kidney. Everything went fine. We're both going very well. My transplant was a great success. It's going to be 10 years in just a few days. So that's quite an anniversary. We'll definitely celebrate it. And in fact, I'm already celebrating it here at Doctors 2.0 on You. I'll say more about that later. For the last 10 years, I've had a normal life. I take immunosuppressive drugs every day. I have regular medical exams, and I see my doctors just twice a year to check everything is okay. And that's about it. I work, I travel, I'm free, and that's really priceless. I quickly realized how lucky I was, and I decided to try and help other patients, as John F. Martin did. I wrote my story in French, and I asked my mom to do the same. And I created a small and very simple website. I was not an internet professional. I used to work as a financial engineer. I had no knowledge or experience of web development, but I thought it was a good opportunity to learn. Rinaloo.com was born on September 2002, just 3 months after my transplant. My goals were to help patients and families better understand what may lie ahead for them on the kidney failure road and to reassure them. It was an immediate success. I received tons of emails from other patients or families saying thank you, asking questions, requesting support. So Rinaloo began to grow with more information, medical articles, and a bulletin board. Soon it became a kidney patient community, one of the first of its kind in France, run by patients for patients. and designed to provide timely and accurate information in a supportive environment. A team of volunteers was created. I'm not alone to run the site for quite some time now. A few years later, the site clearly needed to be upgraded, and considering the help provided to patients, the website's traffic and visitor behavior, it seemed to be a good time to become more professional.
Ivani, got about 20 seconds.
Rinalo became a patient organization, and the new version went live in September 2009. That's the bulletin board. We're also on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook. We also have many activities in real life, and we are attached to quality of care and patients' issues well beyond web communication. Thanks to our lobbying, we, for example, impacted changes in the French bioethic laws in 2011 with the extension of the range of potential living donors to unrelated friends and so on, and the authorization of a living donor exchange program. It was forbidden in France. We are now more ambitious. We believe that we can change the world in our own way. We are currently working on a new project, Les États Généraux du Rhin, could translate like Estate General of the Kidney. For about 18 months, we're going to work with patients, families, doctors, hospital institutions, and government to try and find new ideas and solutions to improve the care and lives of patients and to be more efficient. Rinalo is leading this project, and Web 2.0 is going to play a major role in making it work. With the precious help of Denise and Basil's strategies, a whole new version of Rinalo will be online in just a few days, so stay tuned. I'm more than ever convinced that Web 2.0 is a wonderful tool in patient empowerment and engagement. It's a new and powerful way to improve patient-doctors' relationships and health outcomes. And I'm really thrilled that we were chosen as the cause for Doctors 2.0 on You this year. Thank you.
Thank you.